Hi everyone, we're back again. We're not in the kitchen, but we're in the studio here at the Whole Message. And we want to talk a little bit today, Mar. I have been really flooded with emails and texts.
Really?
Yes. Asking questions. And
really?
So I have.
How does that happen?
I think
Call
it's
the number on the screen. I have no idea why all these people are texting your phone number. If you're asking for a date,
maybe it's, maybe it's because they know you're married.
Yeah.
So they'll call me and say,
like,
well, some of them, well, nobody asked me to go out on
most of them are health questions.
Yeah, they are. But here is a few
Which
I
is your
saved.
specialty.
I know it. It says, they say, I drink a lot of tea, but I don't really get thirsty for water. I'm still getting my fluids, so it should be okay, right?
What do you think?
Well, if it's a caffeinated drink, no.
Good point.
Caffeine tends to absorb your liquid, so you need more. And especially if you have anything carbonation, same thing, now you're in a deficit.
Carbonation is a major problem.
It is a major problem.
We should do a class just on that.
We need to.
Yeah.
But I suggest if you love to drink tea, get up in the morning and drink 2 glasses. Then I like to, before lunch, I have to have 2 more before I'm allowed to eat again. And then have 2 more in the afternoon, and I've got 6 of my 8 glasses minimum in a day. And then I know
of water. Of water.
And you'll be surprised you're going to drink less tea.
Right. Right. Drink
You're
the
not
water.
going to be as thirsty.
Drink the water.
Drink the water first.
Yeah,
so that
that's
would
the
be
big
my
thing.
answer. Drink your water first.
Yeah, and if you look at the water situation, you know, it's 1/2 of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 250 pounds like me, that'd be 125 ounces, about a gallon a day. So you're better off getting those heavy ones in the morning, not drinking before you go to bed very much, maybe a cup.
Yeah, I'm up
before you go to bed.
exercising a lot at night when I drink a lot of liquid.
Yeah. The other thing too is that I remember on doctors, let me think, WebMD.
Yes.
I got a good memory.
You do.
They had a quote that said that you can get your water from any liquid and it is acceptable as to the amount of water you need on a daily basis. Now, I disagree with them 100% because if the only thing you ever drink is coffee with caffeine, you're going to have health problems.
Or
if the
Coke.
only thing you drink is tequila, you're going to have problems. So that type of quote is just not practical. And our bodies are, what, 98% water?
And you know, if we have a deficit of water, the only place our body can give up water is the water that surrounds our brain. And then people say, oh, I just can't think, or I'm in a fog.
Yeah, dehydration starts
They're
there.
dehydrated, it's in the brain. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are always worried about wrinkles, which we all are, I'm sorry, we get to that age and we start noticing them creeping in. What helps wrinkles and dry skin more than anything is water.
Yeah, and I hear they have this new clamp you can put right back here and just keep twisting it and just it'll just, you know, keep sucking all that right to the back of your head.
Yeah, right.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a really great way to
Anyway,
take
well,
care
that
of
was one. This is another one. This was an email that came in. It said, what about cheese substitutions? My favorite dairy product.
Okay, her favorite dairy product is cheese.
Yes.
Well, people, we have the cheese recipes. We should do some cheese recipes today.
We got to go to the kitchen. I'm just sitting here thinking, we got to go cook.
Now, we're recording this part before we go in the kitchen. And then we have to get all the cameras flipped and do all this work, and then we go in the kitchen and do our recording. So let's do that. Let's do some cheese recipes. We'll give you some cheese recipes today. And this is out of the blue. This is not rehearsed. This is not staged. We don't even know what's coming in here. So, but I can do that, and then we'll do the edit on it and get it out because we're not live today, so we can get away with it.
Let's go. Let's go to the kitchen, and we'll be right back.
All right. Hi, Mark and Melody back in the kitchen again, and we are doing a cashew pepper jack cheese.
A
blended cashew pepper jack cheese.
Because you did the one that wasn't blended, so I've got to do one that is blended.
One that is blended.
Yes, and what I did is I poured about a 1/2 cup of water in here, and I'm going to turn this up a little bit.
Crank it.
I'm going to crank it because 2 of the ingredients in here are jalapeno and red bell pepper or pimentos. Normally I roast them, but if you have fresh, you can always take your jalapeno, and that you want as hot as what you want it. I like it hot. And this is fresh red bell pepper, and I'm going to add that to my water, and I'm going to just steam that a little bit because it's fresh, and I don't want to add fresh to something that's cooked.
No, I was wondering why you're doing that. That's a whole different concept to be
It is a whole
cooking
different
it a little
concept.
bit on that
I'm
side.
just steaming it, kind of cooking it a little bit before I add the agar in here because I want to thicken the agar to put it in here with my cashew cream.
Right.
Something else a little bit different in this recipe, you don't have to do it this way, but I like the green olives that you buy, even at Aldi's, Walmart. A lot of your stores now carry the ripe green olives in the can instead of the black olives. Sure. And they're really low in sodium. I think they're 115 milligrams of sodium per serving of the olives, and I think it's 6 or 8 olives. I want to use this brine instead of adding salt to this recipe, Mark, because I want that real creamy flavor from the olives.
Okay, so what do I get to do over here?
What you're going to do here is you're going to add your nuts, and you're going to add your brine and a few of the olives and all of the olive juice.
So we're doing the olive juice here.
Yes. He's got the hard job.
Okay. Is
There
that
you
about
go.
right?
That's great.
Put a couple of those in there?
Sure,
Just
sure.
for-
That added fat, but it's an essential fat. A little bit of lemon juice, about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Or more. And we're going to have a tablespoon of onion powder.
Okay.
Yeah. And about a half a cup, Mark, of the nutritional yeast flakes.
Okay. Which would be 8 tablespoons. 3, 4, 5, 6.
And we're never
7, 8.
precise.
That's what I
honestly.
kind of think of as that's like 2 tablespoons, right? If you're doing a heaping.
Oh, let's do
by
heaping.
theory,
Yeah.
that would
you
be 2.
In my opinion, you cannot get a whole lot too much on the nutritional yeast flakes. Now, it can be a little bitter if you go too far with it. But for me, have you ever found a point where you had too much nutritional yeast flakes for your cheese sauces or any of
No,
your cheese flakes?
popcorn. I had it on my toast this morning. I did toast with nutritional yeast flakes.
I ate a baked potato that was left over. Mark had made some wonderful twice baked potatoes yesterday for dinner, and
Yeah.
I'd been traveling from a seminar from Cleveland, Ohio. And I came in hungry, I'm always hungry, and he had this wonderful potato, and I opened up the refrigerator this morning and he had leftover baked potatoes, so I had it with lemon juice and nutritional yeast flakes.
One of these days, I'm going to have to do a twice baked potato for you out there because, a lot of times I'm cooking for home and we're not even cooking it for a recipe. And then Brenda or Melody or somebody says, boy, you should do this for television. It's so good.
Everything
But-
Mark cooks is great.
Yeah,
It
sometimes-
really is. I have not seen a recipe that you've made yet.
I hide those.
Yeah. Well, you must, because I've
Yeah.
never seen them because they really
Yeah,
taste
redo
good.
experiment on those.
And my all-time favorite is his enchiladas. And you made with pecans
Spinach?
and spinach.
Yeah.
Oh, have you made those yet on TV?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's so.
I've got so many recipes. You've got so many recipes.
We do
could go on for
hundreds,
20
hundreds.
years and never come up with the same recipe twice. I mean, all through the years of me cooking culinary in the restaurants, I have books and books and books. I have stacks
Me too.
of books, notebooks, that I've written from different years and different locations and stuff.
When
It's
I'm in the
amazing.
airports, when I have time, I'll look online and I look at a recipe and I'm thinking, oh, that looks great. I can make that vegan. And so I sit there and I scribble doctor's offices. If I'm with somebody and like my mother and I take her to the doctor's office, I will sit there and rewrite recipes out of magazines, come home, cook them, and God is so wonderful, Mark. They're always good.
Yeah, usually I can get it right the first time. Once in
I
a
know.
while, I have to do it
A
a
little
second
tweaking.
or third time.
Just a little tweaking.
Yeah. Am I blending this up?
You're
then?
going to blend
Okay.
this, and I'm going to add my agar in here. And
How much are you doing there?
I'm
Another
going to
heaping
do a
tablespoon?
heaping tablespoon of the agar here.
Okay.
And my vegetables are right like I like them.
Okay, so I can
So
go
they're
ahead and give
fine.
this a blend?
Go ahead and give it a blend.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
How's that look, Mark?
Well, when you added a little more water to it there, and
Mm-hmm.
because it made it so it was more of a
Look how
drippable
thick.
instead of sticking. Yeah.
Good.
So,
And we want this a sliceable cheese. And what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you dump those olives in there.
Are we going to blend that in here or no?
We're just going to add it and stir it in.
Okay.
Turn it maybe even on that lower speed if you want to, but we're just going to stir it in well.
I might just try it with the scooper here. I'll try it manually, see what happens. All right, good enough.
Here,
Okay.
I'll give this to you.
This is all going right in there?
That's all
Okay.
going right in.
And there's something else that needs to go in here. I can't remember what.
The olives.
That's right. You wanted the olives in here.
I want the olives. Get all that agar out of there. The agar is what we're using here to make it solid.
Yeah. And if you can't find agar in your health food stores, or you can make sure you get the powder. Asian food stores. I just pick it up from Amazon. I just go up there and here's that container. We've done a couple shows. $59 for that container.
But how long have you had this container? I mean, we really use it a lot.
At least a year.
Yeah, and we use it a lot. It's
Yeah.
not like something that we use once a month or once a year. We use it quite frequently.
And think about it this way, because $59, but you probably only use 59 cents worth in here. And
Exactly.
money-wise, how much is this going to cost compared to a block of cheese?
I haven't really
you
priced this out. Yeah, put a bunch of them in there.
About
Put
like
what
that?
you want. A little more. I
Okay.
like a little more. Yeah. See, we didn't put the pimentos in here as a color. We didn't puree them. So I want this cheese a yellowy, green, or that
This
type.
would be a fun one.
It is. It's really
Could
good.
you put some turmeric in there if you wanted
Sure
a
you
little bit
could.
yellower color?
Sure you could. Sure
Okay,
you
so
could.
what we're going to do here is pour this right into this container. So we didn't really give this a blend.
No,
I've
I
really-
want those pieces in there.
I've really
that's the reason.
stirred, so hopefully it'll be fine. Just like this, right? Yeah, it's like I didn't know.
Like he didn't know.
Is this how you do it?
He knows exactly how to do it. And folks, I really watch my sodium. So I don't like a lot of sodium. If you want more, add that to your taste. But most of my recipes, when I make them, I put optional for sodium.
But it's really amazing how you get such fantastic
Flavors. Yeah,
Anyway.
you don't need it.
Okay.
Now, are you afraid to taste that because it might be a little hot or
No.
no? Does it have enough sodium for you?
It's good.
Okay, that means it's good when the comes out.
You know, you can almost use that like as a Mornay sauce
You could.
for a hot dish,
Sure
for a
you could.
spread.
Makes a great cheese too.
You probably want to get it a little bit thinner, you know, for a pourable that you're not going to be hardened up.
Right.
So, but okay,
That's
going to
it.
go in the fridge.
That's going to go in the fridge for at least 2 to 3 hours after it cools. 2 or 3 days. It can last for a couple weeks, probably, at least in the refrigerator. It just never does.
Okay. So
It's
I'll
already
put this
gone.
in the fridge and
That's it.
we will see what it looks like in the morning.
That's it.
All right, I've got another one of these.
Back in the kitchen.
We're going to be cheesed out by the end of the week.
Can you get cheesed out?
We're actually doing a whole bunch of cheeses because we've got a big event coming up this weekend, so we wanted to spotlight all of these.
Boy, didn't the flavors hit you when you opened that up. This is the one where I used the brine, the olives, and
Oh,
the
that's
olive
right.
juice.
So I'm going to do the same thing, just pop it
Same
out of
thing.
there.
Look at this. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a thickness to it as well.
Denseness?
So, yeah. Okay, I want to see what it looks like going like this. There's the end piece. That always
Love
works.
it. Love it, though.
Look at that.
Look how pretty. Oh, wouldn't this be Christmas? Whenever you're serving some kind of hors d'oeuvres and the people are coming in the door and you have some of this setting around, how beautiful
Kind
is
of
that?
falling apart here on me.
That's probably because of all the vegetables we have in it.
Yeah. So maybe I should do a cube, huh? I'm going to try cubing it. There's just so much in here.
There is. I want to taste this one.
But,
Really
yeah,
good.
I'm wondering. A
And
lot of
taste the
times-
heat.
Yeah.
Now, Mark, this one I did not use salt because I used the olives and the brine in the salt. So it doesn't hit me as real salty, but I do pick up the flavors. Now for me, I would want more jalapeno. This isn't as hot as I like, but that's something else that you can judge that yourself. And I like to roast mine. I just think it gives a great flavor when they're roasted.
Personally, I think the flavor is outstanding.
It is
I think
I
it's
like the
absolutely
flavor.
spectacular. The problem I see is with the viewpoint of workability. It looks gorgeous, but not workability for presentation. For beauty shots, we take all our camera shots and stuff. But if we had if it looked like that on a camera shot, that's probably where we're going to run with the camera shot, is something like that, where you're seeing the whole thing. Right.
Now I'm over here smiling, I'm laughing because as he's cutting, I'm eating. And I normally don't do that on camera, but this is so good. I just love these things.
But that's the way we do things. We want things to be visually appealing. Visually,
It has
pretty
to
good.
taste good. It has to taste good.
Flavor
too.
is outstanding. I mean, this is a 9.9 on the flavor. Just outstanding on the flavor. The workability is the challenge here. And that's mostly because you got all these big chunks in here.
That's right. And the good thing about it is you control those chunks so you can make them smaller.
But that's where people are going to say, ooh, look at, there's something so unique that you'll never see anywhere. And that's what's going to catch people's attention.
A lot of times I see cheese, people making cheese out there vegan, but I don't see the beautiful colors and taking advantage of the vegetables we have to use in them.
Aren't those the coolest crackers?
Those are.
All vegan. You put one like this, right? Is that what you do?
Yeah, and put it in your mouth. Hey, Mark, this has been great making these cheeses. Hopefully everybody out there will get busy in the kitchen and make cheese for themselves.
And we got more coming.
Yes, we do. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time. In the kitchen.
Hey everybody, little drum roll here for the big announcement from the federal government. Vegan diet, best for the planet. Oh boy, we better see what this says. This is actually from The Hill website, The Hill, and sometimes they've got some neat stuff here. But I wanted to share with you right here a federal panel that helps set federal dietary guidelines is recommending Americans to eat less meat because it is better for the environment, sparking outrage from the industry groups representing the nation's purveyors of beef, pork, and poultry. You think? Yeah, that's going to create some outrage when the federal panel is recommending Americans eat less meat because it's better for the environment. And let's see, let's just read a little bit farther here. The Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee. Okay, that's a lot of words there. The Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee, which I would imagine lots of different organizations in the government have advisory committees. You hire an advisory committee to do the homework and advise you on what you should or shouldn't do. A federally appointed panel of nutritionists created in 1983 decided for the first time this year to factor in environmental sustainability in its recommendations. They include a finding that a diet low in animal-based foods is not only healthier, but has less of an environmental impact. Now, this is for sure absolutely true. When you look at the fact that there are 9 billion cows on the planet, and they're all releasing this methane gas, which is far worse than any automobiles or carbon monoxides and dioxides and everything else that they try to regulate. They don't regulate the cows. And I always look at it this way. There's 9 billion cows on the planet. There's only 7 billion people. And if you would quit feeding these 9 billion cows, which eat a lot more food than 7 billion people, you would be able to feed the whole planet for free. I mean, we are literally just feeding the wrong species. And that's just cows. That's not talking about pigs and sheep and chickens and turkeys and goats and everything else. 9 billion cows. And all you have to do is take all those plants that we use to feed those 9 billion cows, start growing different crops to feed humans. Take the water that it takes to grow those 9 billion cows, which it literally takes 12,000 gallons of water to make 1 pound of steak. And it only takes 60 gallons of water to make a pound of potatoes. So you want a pound of food. This pound takes 12,000 gallons of water. This pound takes 60 gallons of water. You talk about environmental impact and sustainability of this planet. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer that we're just feeding the wrong species. Now the question is that really the responsibility of the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee? And I think that is where you're going to end up with the issue. You know, this is and it says that they include a finding that a diet lower in animal foods is not only healthier, which would mean that they are finding out that an animal based food is unhealthy. There's no depth of results about this, but they're adding another factor to it. So, is that their job? So we will find out. And yeah, you can always take a look at this at the Hill Vegan Diet Best for Planet, the Dietary Committee getting involved in the global warming. Well, they've changed that. Now it's called climate change. And maybe that has some type of a factor in what they're doing here, is to say, oh, we've got to take care of this climate change and save the planet. And so that could be what the situation is there. And the Agricultural Department and Department of Health and Human Services, which I guess is the group that is hiring this dietary guideline committee. So the Agriculture Department and Department of Health and Human Services, man, they got so many different names. And I'll tell you what, they'll probably have 50 different departments of health and human services and agricultural departments and so many different departments that nobody can keep track of what anything is going on. This is the problem with our system today, is that they've created a map of so many different departments that no departments can ever really get things accomplished, and you can always blame other things, and so it's not a organized structure of being able to accomplish things in a come let us reason together manner. So anyway, the Agricultural Department and Department of Health and Human Services will use the committee's report and recommendations to draft the final guidelines for 2015, due out later this year, which it has not been released. And they're probably just letting all the smoke settle down when they come up with their recommendations. It has nothing to do. So we'll see if the environmentalists and all their squawking is going to have enough push to get this to the attention of the world, or is it the money and control from the meat industry, the dairy industry, the pharmaceutical companies who make billions of dollars because you're eating unhealthy foods? All of those powers have so much influence in Washington as well. So who's going to win this fight? It will be interesting. But bottom line is it not quite in their realm of expertise to be doing something like this? Who knows? But we'll find out soon enough. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you more fun, interesting facts and things that are going on at the Hill. And but a vegan diet is best for the planet, and a vegan diet is best for you in your life. So keep eating healthy, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, welcome back to another fantastic, fun episode here at the Whole Message. Mark and Melody in the kitchen, and we are just cooking up a storm today.
I love to cook. You know what? It does not work for us, is it, Mark?
No,
It never is.
I have not worked a single day in the last 8 years.
Well, hey, trust me, we work hard. Long hours. Sometimes we get up like doing the 3 ABN camp meetings.
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we love it.
Yeah, so as long as they're having fun. Amen.
That's exactly it. What are we doing?
Swiss cheese.
Okay.
With the holes in it and
You're
everything.
about as far from being Swiss as I know. Swiss cheese, what? How can you put holes in Swiss?
But it's going to be a holy cheese. So everybody should love this.
Love holy cheese. So that really, you're saying Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want? Am I doing something? Because I got the blender here. What do you want me to do?
Right now I'm making the agar in water, which we've done this many times. If you haven't seen our episodes for lots of different types of cheese, agar and water. And so I've just got a cup of agar and a tablespoon of water here. And we're going to give this a mix and just keep stirring it up. And then you get to put all those ingredients right there in that blender.
How many, what do you want as far as lemons? What do you want? How many?
3. Yeah, because we're going to 3
Okay, 3 tablespoons?
So
Okay.
I kind of eyeball it as a tablespoon per lemon.
I do too, usually.
So we're going to do 3 of those. And okay, this is, let me crank this up a little bit now. This is pretty much ready.
Okay, give me just a second here. Let me get a dump and pour, dump and pour, dump and pour.
Yeah, I like to get this going for at least a few minutes though to really bind the agar and the water together.
Okay. And that's what's going to make our cheese solid, correct?
Right.
But
right.
I just, okay. But where are the holes coming in at, Mark?
Oh, that's a surprise for later.
Is a little mouse going to tiptoe in here in the middle of the night and eat its way
I
into...
had no idea that's how they made Swiss cheese. Here, I thought it was a whole different concept. I thought it was the air and the bacteria or something.
Well, I just wondered. It seems like all the shows you see, the little mice. Now,
So we got a few things going in here. We've got cashews, we've got tahini, we've got some Dijon mustard, nutritional yeast flakes. You put some salt. Mm-hmm. And
I also, you had some garlic and some
onion.
onion powder and a little bit of dill.
Right.
That I
And you
just
can
mixed together.
You can find the exact recipes on the websites. A lot of times we put them at the end of these segments, so you can just hit the pause button and just copy it right off of there. But most of them go on the website. So.
Okay.
And give her a blend. Nice and creamy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And this is ready to go too.
So do you want me to turn this back on?
I kind of like this to get that little foamy. As soon as it gets that foamy, then I kind of know it's ready.
All right. You're done here, right?
Maybe the foamy in the air pockets now, the foamy is where you get the bubbles that make. But I'm not telling anything. I'm not saying a word.
No, because
Just
I've
the-
done the foamy before too, and I never got holes. Do you want me to bump this a
Okay.
little bit more?
Yes. Give that baby a good blend and. Just like that?
Just like that.
Okay, and that's going to go right in this plastic container.
Boy, it sure smells good, Mark. You know, I used to love cheese. I ate my weight in it, literally.
It's not quite. It's not quite the bright white, but it has the flavor that I'm looking for. And
That's
and
what's
to me
important.
the more important thing in this particular.
Well, it's a little yellow. My Swiss cheese was always a little yellow.
Sometimes, yeah, but
You know, Mark, I used to live in Ohio. You know what they always had there, don't you? Gugisburg, Ohio, all those Swiss cheeses. The cheeses there was amazing, and I had an addiction to every one of them. There wasn't a bad cheese out there. I loved them all.
yeah, I grew up with that cheese too on every single meal. So
And you know what? This is a great container here because this would be a good sliceable. But are you telling me when we open this back up, there's
This
going to
is-
be holes?
it's going to be very holy. We're going to put this in the fridge And after it cools, I'll get the lid on it.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and see the finished product.
I can't wait to see that finished product. We are back in the kitchen with Mark's second portion of how he's going to do this Swiss cheese. Now,
It's been overnight. This has been
It's
in the
been
fridge
overnight.
So we had our wardrobe change, and well,
you always
I look
wear
the
black.
same every time, don't I?
You know, we do match. I wear black most of the time. I guess I'm going to have to put a chef's jacket on.
Makes me look thinner.
Does it? Yeah, black is, somebody asked me one day, if I opened up your closet, what other color would be in there? And I said, besides black, maybe brown.
Yeah. But if you can take your televisions and just change the optics on it so it goes like this, it'll make
Yes.
us look a lot better. So
Yes.
by all means, it's up to you to make us look better.
I don't think we look too bad for our age. So
Yeah.
anyway.
At least you look great for your age. You look great for any age. But
Oh, well,
me,
thank
I've
you.
gotta work on it.
Oh, I don't think we could ever stop working on it. Okay.
Swiss cheese.
I see no holes.
What?
There's
What?
Oh, I do see a little indentation there.
There it is.
That is not Swiss cheese.
Now, what you can do is you can actually just cut this baby in half, and now you're going to see the holes inside of it. There you go.
Where's the holes?
Okay, there's still, yeah, right there. See the little hole?
A little.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
I wanted Big Eye Swiss. Oh, what's this?
Now, you're going to want to make sure you go all the way through with this, and then you're going to blow the inside part out. And you want to make them all different shapes. And you can even go through the side like this. See how it go through the side? Like that.
Are you kidding?
I'm serious.
What if you can't blow it? I know I'm windy, but. Oh, there it came.
And you can make these holes.
Oh, I did like that.
Yeah, you kind of get some on the sides.
Ooh, we need.
You
hey,
didn't see this
what
one
if you
coming.
have different size straws?
You could. You actually could. And if you hit angles too, it'll change the shape. See? See how the shape has changed?
Oh yeah, I'm blowing real hard on mine.
By doing an angle. When you do an angle, it's not perfectly round. Right, right.
Uh-oh, mine came out.
And I do like hitting those sides. Okay. Now, when you slice it, how
You-
cool is that?
You're
huh?
just cracking me up.
Oh, let me tell you, people are going to look at this, they're going to be like, you got to be kidding me. This is one of those ones that you're definitely going to love to do over and over because it really throws people off. This is the psychological. This is where people look at it and they see those holes in there and they're like, wow, you got a Swiss cheese there. So,
That might have been too much there.
isn't that something?
Ooh, Mark, that's really good.
And usually when I get down to the end pieces here where it's a little tough to cut,
Uh-huh. You just cube it?
yeah, I'm just going to cube it. And we can just pop a couple more holes in here.
Well, I have to tell you, I cheated. You know that, don't you?
You cheated.
Yeah. See, watch here. Here's mine. I put mine in there. You blew yours out. Look what I did.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Just squeeze it right out of there.
I didn't have the wind for it. I don't know why. I'm a pretty windy person.
So what do you think?
I think it's a really good concept. Great idea.
It's amazing. People
Did
are
you
gonna-
see this and get an idea, or did you just...
Well, years ago, what we used to do with hot dogs, we would hollow them out with the straw. And then we would sell them as Halloweenies for Halloween.
I thought you were going
So-
to tell me you put cheese down inside of it.
We did stuff them too. We stuffed them
Okay.
with jalapeno and things like that.
Oh, wow.
But mostly we would do the Halloweenies.
Okay.
And so that's just, but it's nice to have a thick straw too. Make sure you get a thicker one.
Wow.
And so, isn't that something?
I used to love Swiss cheese. It was one of my favorites.
And now you can love it again.
Now I can love it again.
But this is a healthy version.
It's a good one too. Boy, that M's, not M's, but the Agar. Boy, doesn't it really work? It does a really good job.
Now I just got to figure out what to do with these parts.
You eat them. Or you have them as little sticks,
Cheese sticks.
cheese sticks.
Oh, if you had the right shape.
There's your cheese sticks. So we even know how to make cheese sticks because we can make mozzarella cheese and make it real tall and make cheese sticks out of it, Mark. What a great idea. See
Right
there?
under there. There we go. This one is one that
Wow.
you're going to want to make and really amaze your friends, and they are.
And your children.
Yes, they'll have fun with it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. We always do great things in the kitchen, don't we? God gives us that mind, that clarity, so we can come up with all these great ideas. Good one, Mark. That one is a 10.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, might as
I'm
well
so
be
glad
us.
God picked us. Amen.
Well, thanks for joining us with another segment here with Mark and Melody in the kitchen, where we give you the whole message, don't we?
Amen. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hi, Mark Anthony here with the whole message, sharing with you the intelligent information that you need to have to live a healthier life. And let me tell you, here in America, 90% of the death rate here in America is from killer diseases. And when I'm talking about killer diseases, I'm talking about heart disease, diabetes, strokes, cancers. We have a 90% death rate from killer diseases. And the reason that is because 42% of our diet here in America is in the form of animal products. 42%. Only 7% is in the form of fruits and vegetables. And that's why we have a 90% death rate. Now, if you went to, say, Thailand, it's the exact opposite. In Thailand, only 11% of their death rate comes from killer diseases. And that's because in Thailand, 72% of their calories come from a plant-based lifestyle, unlike our 7% over here. And it's the same statistical facts anywhere on the planet. The higher the consumption of animal products, the higher the sickness and the disease and the death rate from killer diseases. So this is Mark Anthony giving you the whole message that you need to live a healthier life.
Hi, Mark and Melody here in the kitchen again, and today Melody has a recipe for smoky cheddar cheese
Yes, with the blender.
with the blender.
I know you've done some wonderful ones without the blender, but I use the blender for a lot of them, but it's good. That's all that matters. It's real good.
Yummy.
Yummy, yummy.
And lots of ingredients. You got lots of ingredients going
You know,
in
I
here.
do, because I want a real flavorful cheese, and I've got some water boiling here right now, and this is that agar, the powder. This is a big container of it, and I'm going to put a heaping tablespoon in here, Mark, because I want a real thick cheese. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that blender and you're going to add a half a cup of the almonds, about a quarter cup of the pimentos.
Okay, can I just eyeball this then? Or?
Yeah, we chefs don't really measure. We just do it for you. But I want you to do that, about a quarter cup of the pimentos.
Okay.
They can use, and I have some here, Mark, this is called tomato powder. So if somebody doesn't like pimentos or you're allergic to it, you could always use the tomato powder.
And that's
So you
going in here too?
Put a little bit of that in there, about a half a teaspoon of that.
Oops, I accidentally put
That's
too
okay.
much. Oops, I did it again.
Oh, he did it again. We're going to be bright yellow. And this is the smoky paprika. I love smoked
Okay.
paprika.
All
That's
of it,
going to
or-
give it, yes, that's going to give it all of the flavor for us.
Okay.
And then we want about a quarter cup of your nutritional yeast flakes. That gives it the cheese flavor that we're looking for.
Okay. And I'm always heavy on nutritional yeast flakes for some reason.
You know, I do too. I like that
I
cheese
get carried
flavor.
away with it. It's
I-
vitamin B12 and everything
I
else.
want
too,
about a
so.
teaspoon of salt. That's not a lot of salt for this recipe, but for somebody who's on a low sodium diet, it's optional whether you put the salt in or not. And about a teaspoon of onion powder.
And I've noticed a lot of cheeses have a lot of high salt content. It's kind of
Very,
weird.
very high sodium.
Yeah.
Very high sodium. I tried something the other day, Mark, and I read the ingredient. It was something that was processed. I'll let you squeeze this because I need about a tablespoon of lemon juice in there.
Okay.
And I thought it said 200 milligrams of sodium. I thought, wow, this is really good. And I ate 2 of them. It was one of those days when I couldn't cook at home. It was something that was cooked, but the ingredients weren't bad. And I got to feeling a little bad and thought, wow, I feel like my blood pressure's up. And I have not taken medication in years since I changed my diet and lost weight. I got to look and it was over 600 milligrams of sodium for one.
Wow.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
crazy sodium.
Crazy sodium. Yeah, let's go ahead and add about a half cup of water to that and let's blend it up.
Just a half cup.
Yes, if you need a little more, we've got it.
And we're going to do some serious blending on this?
Serious
You
blending.
want this
We
smooth?
want creamy. We want smooth,
Okay.
yes.
Turn this down. I always started on low.
Low, yeah.
All right. Now this is actually a little on the thick side. It was blending though. Look how thick it is.
Nice, nice. We might even have to put a little bit more water in there, but it looks good. It looks creamy. It's smooth.
Tastes great.
Does it taste great? Absolutely what we want. Now I need to add this to that. We're
Okay.
going to bump it a little bit more.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and pour this in. It's hot. That's okay. This is what's going to make our cheese nice and sliceable, and we can shred it. I love the agar. Do you remember back when we had the M's, not kosher gel, as we found out later?
No, I never used that stuff.
I did. I used to make a lot of cheeses, but it's nice to have the agar.
So we're going to blend
Replace
this and just keep working it, huh?
it. Keep working it, and then we're going to pour it in the container and refrigerate it. I think so.
And then you want to put this right in here. Okay. I think I will. Yes, I was just going to grab that.
It really turned out nice, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Looks great. All right. Mark, you know, this has to cool down before I put the lid on it and before I refrigerate it, but I was going to say minimum 2 to 3 hours. Some people have asked me, well, how long does it last? Well, normally stuff like this in my refrigerator doesn't last long enough to go to,
Yeah, it doesn't last more than a day or two. But,
at best.
I've had them in the fridge for weeks and have not had a problem with them. There's nothing in it that's really a heavy perishable product. It's
No,
not
there
like you're
isn't.
using chicken or milk or anything. So
And you know, Mark, if you're on a specific diet due to allergies and maybe you cannot have nuts or specific nuts, you can always change the nuts. Also, you can use potato and cooked brown rice in here and eliminate the nut, and you can cut back on the fat too. So, you know, recipes,
many different
there's so many
varies.
different variations to it and still have the same flavor.
yeah, but we do have the exact recipes too, because there are particular things that
There
sometimes it's good to do an exact recipe. A lot of my cheeses, I do that. Baking for sure. A lot of times I
Oh,
want to make sure the
precise.
baking is just right. But then there's other things. We show both. You know, we show a lot of things. Hey,
We
this is
do.
how you do it. No recipe. And but this one I think is going to be a winner. So.
Yeah, it's good.
So what do you want to do with it? Put it in the fridge?
I want to put it in the
And-
fridge. After, I'm going to let it cool before I put that lid on.
Okay.
And then it's really easy to pop out with a plastic container and slice it or shred it.
And we are going to come back and show you the finished product in just a bit. Okay, let's see how this looks. Ooh, that's a really firm one. Yeah. You can
Yeah.
really get the different textures by how much agar you put in. And
Exactly. And what I like about this too, Mark, is you can make your grilled cheese with it. You can use it for a sandwich. It melts good because
Oh.
you've got the cashews or the almonds in there, the nut to give it that fat. So it does
we'll
really
have to
well.
do a segment just with that. What kind of slice you want here?
Let's do a cube. We're going to use this as
Cube?
maybe a party dish. Had I used a smaller dish where it would have been more of like an American cheese slice, then I would have done a sliceable cheese.
So you can do cubes like that. Now watch this one. I'm going to go this way, and
then you're gonna go
this way, and then. So you can really determine what size cubes you want.
And with this recipe, and they can always go to our website and look at the for the recipes, can't they, Mark? And what you'll find are the recipes, but you can control the heat to any of the recipes if it has some kind of a pepper or spice, and you can also control how much smoke you want in there by the paprika that you put in. What do you think?
You can taste the smoky for sure. It's got just a little bit of heat, hardly any, but really good, really good. Isn't that amazing? Look at that.
Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Beautiful. And cost. Mark, I know there's some really good cheeses out on the market, don't get me wrong. I like Daiya products. But cost for you to do this at home is such less expensive.
It's
nothing. It isn't. Well, hey, we're done here, but join us again in the kitchen with Mark and Melody where we bring food that has such a great balance, the nutrition side of
That's
it.
right.
That's what we're here for.
See you next time.
Thanks.
Just a reminder, the books are available on my website at chefmarkanthony.com. We've got my Vegan Simplicity book right here, which is available. We also have Simply Yummy, Melody Prettyman's really good cookbook. I have that available on the website. Of course, the Simply Incredible. This is a 400-page full-color cookbook. And I mean, let me tell you, this baby is just gorgeous and gives you a lot of concepts about how to cook. So once you learn the concept, then you could run with a lot of different recipes. Plus, our newest addition is the Baby Steps to an Amazingly Healthier You. And this just came out this year. It's a brand new DVD, 12 parts. Look at this. This has actually 4 DVDs inside. It's a 12-part DVD and gives you a lot of really good insight about how to take baby steps to get healthy. Plus, you get a lot of good cooking segments in there too. So, Mark Anthony, we'll see you next time.
Hi, Melody Prettyman here from The Whole Message, giving you your tip of the day. The apple. 65 calories in a medium apple with 17 grams of carbohydrate, which are complex. Whether you eat your apple baked or fresh, remember, health is just one bite away.
Hi, Mark Anthony here to show you another fantastic recipe that you're absolutely going to love. This is one of my favorite recipes of all time, and I'm telling you why, because it is a cheese sauce made out of potatoes and carrots. And when you make this for your guests, they will never ever know that it's all vegan. And I've done this for many years all around the country, by the way. This is one of my signature ones that I teach around the country. And what I have here is potatoes and carrots. I did peel these potatoes and carrots because I just want to give you that visual appeal. Normally when I'm at home, I do not peel the potatoes and the carrots because I still want that nutrients that are coming from the skins. But just to let you know, we've got boiled potatoes and carrots. And let me show you, I am not even gonna measure anything. This is gonna be so easy. What you need to know when you're making this is that the majority has to be in potatoes. In fact, I can do this whole thing. I'm gonna do it all in one shot here. It's gonna take an extra minute, but since I've got enough here, yeah, the majority has to be in potatoes because the potatoes is your starch. That is your thickening agent to give it a thickness. But potatoes and carrots, and I'm gonna share with you a couple more items that I put in here. No measurements, onion, some garlic, and let me just set these over here. Onion, garlic, nutritional yeast flakes. Now the nutritional yeast flakes, that's a derivative of molasses. It's a really good item. And then McKay's chicken style seasoning. And you can really use any type of chicken style seasoning. There's paste that you can get at Whole Foods, things like that. It really doesn't matter. You can use a number of different ones. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit of juice. This is the potato water, and you'll see how high I'm going up on it. This is the way I measure it because I want it to get right up to about here. And so we're going to get a little bit more, Okay, right about there. And just like that, there's our ingredient list. You can put a little bit of olive oil in there if you want. That will actually give it a glistening effect. It really makes it look like cheese. And you can also do some lemon in there if you want. You can do a squeeze of lemon in there. Gives a little longer shelf life, things like that. But since my wife likes it like this is the way I'm making it today. And we're gonna get this baby blending. It takes about 2 minutes and then it'll be done. So we'll start on low and then get it volumized from there. Okay, just like that, and check this out. You have got a velvety cheese sauce that is just gonna blow people away. And woo boy, let me tell you, this is so fantastic. Look at this. Nobody would ever know the difference. One thing about this cheese, the less water you put in, the thicker it's gonna get. It also thickens up a little bit when you're gonna refrigerate it and reheat it. Nice part about this is you can refrigerate it. You can put it in the refrigerator, bring it out the next day or the next week even, and it will turn right back into cheese. Even in the freezer, if you put it in the freezer and pull it out, because we'll make big batches. When we pull it out, we put it in the fridge, and then when we recook it, we just have to take a wire whip and it whips right back into cheese. Fantastic for using it for queso dips. You can add salsas to it, green chilies, macaroni and cheese. You can just take cooked macaroni, mix it together, boom, it's done. Now if you're gonna bake with it, you've gotta look at a couple elements because you don't want the moisture being sucked out of this. So for baking things, you wanna cook it at a hotter temperature, faster, shallower pans, things like that. So you got a couple tweaks there. But for other things too, let me tell you, to do broccoli cheese soup. Just take your broccoli and vegetables, cook them off, you know, with the least amount of water, add some cheese sauce to it, boom, you got broccoli cheese, potato cheddar. I mean, the list goes on and on. This is gonna be one of the recipes that you are gonna have all the time. And for chips, look at that. Man, that is just plain and simple, amazing cooking. We did this at my sister's for a whole football team, and they never knew that it was vegan. So try it. Once you do it 2 or 3 times, that was so good. Once you do it a couple times, you're not even gonna need a recipe. If you do, the recipe's on my website. You can just go down there and copy an exact recipe. But after you do it once or twice, you're just gonna be able to eyeball it. And you've got your onion, your garlic, your nutritional yeast flakes, McKay's chicken style seasoning, boom, 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 and it's done. So I knew you were gonna love this, and we'll see you next time in the kitchen.
Cheese, I love cheese. You know, I missed cheese more than anything when I went plant-based. What I did is I went 2 weeks, nothing in my diet, nothing to fool cheese, because let me tell you what, when I did it, Mark, there was nothing on the market.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. But as I started to make cheesy sauce and some hard cheeses, you know what, they tasted really, really good. I don't miss cheese at all, and I was what I called a cheeseaholic.
And now you've got some really good cheeses out there between Daiya cheese and there's a few other brands.
Oh, there he is. Hang on, I'm gonna go. I want to show you something. I'll be right back.
I don't know what to tell you. So this must be the way it is when Mel and when I
so
run
much
out
fun.
and she leaves, or I leave her up here alone, and now I don't know what to say. I'm just stuck like, okay, let's look at our Simply Yummy book. We hope she comes
Mr.
back in a
Texas.
little while.
Just you and him.
This is funny. She just left the set. She blames me. When I do this, she's like, What? He just left the set. I know what she's bringing back too. She's got blocks of cheese.
Look, we found this the other day where you was on the road.
Right there.
Yes. And here's another
Follow
one.
your heart. Okay.
And I'm telling you, follow your heart. You need to be sending us cases of this stuff because I want to do some programs. I want to try to do some recipes with this. But you talk about taste. It tastes like the real thing.
Yeah, but the only thing with this too is you got to understand calories from fat. And
Keeps
because
them down.
this right here is 160
90 calories
calories
and 60.
from fat.
So
not
very,
too bad.
well, it's
but
very high in fat. But if it's the only fat you had during the day, you're safe.
yeah,
because
but if
your
you look at our
calories-
cheese recipes that we just did,
Yes.
they don't have the calories from fat, and so they're a lot better off.
But if you've got kids and you're on the way
Oh,
to
they'd love
school
these.
and they need a snack
Throw one in the
and they want cheese,
lunch boxes. Yeah.
this to me is like a leap to get you off the cheese. And then, and I think our cheese is just as good by all means. But if you're in a hurry and you want something processed,
But yeah, I
packaged-
guess if we had some cases of this where we could experiment in the kitchen and give them some good recipes,
yeah,
we could really.
because we're the chefs that
yeah.
can pull it off.
Yeah, cool.
Did you like my little disappearing act?
I know, I've done that to her before.
He does
I've
it all the time.
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
what do you
paybacks,
do?
paybacks.
That's the first time she's ever done it to me. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I was all tongue twisted.
I know.
I'm like,
blah,
wait,
blah, blah. How does it feel to sit here and not have anybody to talk to?
whole different world. So, amen. Is that our show for today?
That is
We
it.
did it.
It
amen. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and make sure you check out the websites. Of course, we've got our donation line available if you feel impressed, if the Holy Spirit impresses you to help our ministry. We need
Yes.
your help. And this is what helps us grow and get out there. And let me tell you, our popularity is growing.
It is.
Donations, book sales. You know, we actually rely on a lot of the book sales and things like that.
We do. But pass it on, folks.
Absolutely.
Out there, like us on Facebook, like us on, join our YouTube.
Social networks.
Our social networks. That's where we need you because that's where the popularity grows.
Yeah.
That's what we
And
need.
that's where you're going to get the quality information.
It is.
That will help transform your life into a better you. So we'll see you next time.